Come, sit and rest a while. May your heart be quiet as we open the scriptures.
In the wilderness, the people of Israel lived in tents beneath the open sky. God had led them out of Egypt, and he had given them a leader, Moses, his servant. Each morning Moses sought the Lord before the camp awoke. He did not lead by pride, but by obedience. Yet not every heart was at peace. Among the Levites was a man named Korah. He watched Moses, and envy grew within him. He began to whisper to others, speaking carefully, planting questions in restless minds. Soon he found agreement. Dathan and Abiram listened, and they liked what they heard. Their words were bold. "Why should Moses lead us? Are we not all God's people?" Quiet conversations turned into secret meetings. Secret meetings turned into a movement. Men of reputation joined them, leaders of the congregation. They gathered at night, strengthening one another in defiance, and the spirit of rebellion spread through the camp. At last, they stood before Moses publicly. They accused him before everyone. "You take too much upon yourself. All the people are holy. Why do you exalt yourself above us?" But Moses did not argue. He fell on his face before the Lord. The crowd fell silent. Then Moses arose and spoke with sorrow, not anger. "Tomorrow the Lord himself will show whom he has chosen." Still they mocked him. Still they would not listen. Moses warned them, but pride had closed their ears. They walked away confident in themselves. That night, families spoke in worried voices. Some feared what would come. Others prepared to challenge God. The rebels filled their censers with fire and incense. They were ready to stand before the Lord. Above the camp, clouds gathered in the darkness, and Moses prayed once more beneath the stars. For morning was coming, and with it the answer of God.
Morning came quietly over the camp, but the peace of the desert could not calm the tension in human hearts. The people gathered before the tabernacle. Some came to watch, some came afraid, and some came convinced they were right. The rebels stood in the front. Fire burned in their censers. Smoke rose toward heaven. They believed they stood before God, yet they did not fear him. Moses and the priest stood apart from them, not in pride, but in obedience. Then Moses bowed again before the Lord, for this matter would not be decided by men, but by God himself. The air grew heavy, the morning light dimmed, and the presence of the Lord appeared over the tabernacle, a brightness no man could create, a holiness no voice could command. The people stepped back in fear, yet the rebels remained unmoved. Pride makes the heart deaf, even when heaven speaks. Then the ground trembled beneath their feet, at first gently, like a warning, but they did not listen. The earth shook again. Cracks spread through the desert floor. Tents shifted. Dust rose into the air. And suddenly, the ground opened. The earth itself rejected their rebellion. Korah, Dathan, Abiram, they fell with all who stood with them. Their tents vanished. Their strength vanished. Their pride vanished. and the ground closed again. Silence covered the camp, but judgment was not finished. Fire burst forth from the Lord. The censers they carried became their witness. Flames surrounded them, not wild, not chaotic, but precise. What they offered in pride was answered in holiness. The people fled in terror, for they now understood this was no argument among men. This was the judgment of God. Moses stood watching in grief, not satisfied, not triumphant, for a shepherd does not rejoice when the flock suffers. The smoke slowly lifted, the shouting ended, and a fearful stillness remained over Israel. The Lord had spoken, and no one could question him again.
If you have watched this far, let's take some time to pray. O Lord our God, you are holy and righteous in all your ways. Teach our hearts to walk in humility before you. Remove pride from within us, and give us listening ears, so we do not resist your voice, but trust your wisdom. Help us honor the calling you establish, and respect the order you have made. Let our lives bring you peace, not grief. Keep our families under your mercy, and lead us in obedience each day. Amen.